MccFerry, retired four-star Army general, MSNBC military analyst. We have a battery of questions for you. We were speaking to someone you know well, Ambassador Ross, who's done a lot of Middle East diplomacy, including leading to ceasefires like this news tonight, if confirmed. So I have many questions for you, but first, your response to what the president says is this ceasefire.
Well, look, how wars end is far more long-term consequences than how they begin. On the surface, this is very good news. It's an appropriate time to stop shooting. The Iranians are at the bottom of a barrel. They have no good options, military or political. They have no allies. Most of their population despises the theocratic regime. The Israelis are tearing apart their leadership, both political and military and scientific. So they've got to get off stage. The Israelis are running out of high-tech munitions. They want to stop it. President Trump clearly does not want the war to continue. So the big question, as Ambassador Ross says, is how do we translate that into some political long-term good? How do you get them back to the table and negotiate? And how do you get them to sign a renunciation of seeking a nuclear weapon? How do you get them to say after 46 years, don't dedicate your national purpose to eliminating Israel? And if all that happens, and there's good possibility it will come out that way, then this has been an enormous change for the better in the Middle East and for U.S. national security.
Really interesting to get your, again, first order reaction to that. On the framework, we were just covering how Ambassador Ross, yourself say this sounds, if durable, like an important, significant step for the United States under the Trump administration, as was apparently the effect of bombing. At the same time, I'm quoting from the president's post on Truth Social, where he recently posted about regime change, and within hours, top people, including the Pentagon chief, were saying no, the opposite, retracting what he posted on Truth Social. Now, in detail, this sounds different. But with that in mind, I want to read to you more of the details, get your background experience on what this sounds like. Regime change is two words. You can throw it out and take it back. This has a level of detail where the president announces that basically 6 hours from now this would begin. For 12 hours it will go, and if it holds, it would then be ended. This is a rather lengthy post. I'm going to read the highlights. Officially, I'm reading from this quote, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire, and upon the 24th hour, that would be the end to the war. So does that timeline sound like other agreements you've seen? What is your reaction to what is a lengthy statement and the details here, which for veracity at least sounds more cooked, more fully baked than some of the Truth Social posts that have recently been walked back?
Yeah, well, it sounds like very good news. It sounds like both sides actually will turn the key and stop killing each other. Iran has a lot to lose and a lot to gain. Their economy is in a shambles. Their leadership, a lot of them have been killed in the last few days, few weeks. They are under economic constraints that are asphyxiating their economy. No one's going to come to their aid, not the Chinese, not the Russians. The Sunni Arab countries, principally Gulf Coast states, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Jordan, despise them, fear them, and want that nuclear program ended. So I think that the challenge will be this place is an abhorrent, repressive regime. Since 7 October, the demented attack on Israel, it has suffered the loss of most of its leverage. But it's got 46 years of history of hating the existence of Israel and the United States. So there's a long way to go, but this is very good news. And a lot of it, to be blunt, is the product of this daring, largely decisive strike by the United States on 3 nuclear sites. We should not underestimate the fact that this was a multi-billion-dollar, 30-year effort that has been set back substantially. Now, we also got to recognize they took their 900 pounds of 60% enriched HEU and moved it. We ought to assume that's the case. So they won't be out of the nuclear game until there are international inspectors on the ground verifying a signed treaty.
you referenced the U.S. action. We're following breaking news of the United States through President Trump online announcing the ceasefire between these two countries. And Israel has been in the thick of it with a lot of the conflict since the October attacks. But this is the announcement between these two. Tell us in plain English, given your military experience, what it means for the U.S. to broker this and announce this in the wake of bombing Iran. Does this imply an off-ramp for U.S. and Iran skirmishes here? Because this language, this new breaking news, does not refer to the status of the conflict between the other side of the two countries here, the U.S. and Iran.
Well, I think this is an unambiguous positive development for the Iranians, the Israelis, and us. It was clearly implemented by that magnificent Air Force attack and Navy attack on Iranian nuclear facilities. Without that, it wouldn't have happened. At the time, it surprised me. I thought it was a political disaster for President Trump with his own party, with the voting population, with the Democratic Party, but he executed it. To be honest, I think otherwise we would have continued in aimless discussions while the Iranians continued toward development of a weapon.